Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a good Canada Day. So we'll get right into, it's 10 o'clock, so we'll get right into our agenda this morning. We'll have a presentation from the illustrious Doug Thompson in a short while, which I know people at this committee have likely missed Doug Thompson, so we have this annual policy to bring him back. And this is the first excuse to bring him back, so it's good. So on the declarations of interest for the meeting of Thursday, July 2nd, 2015. Seeing none. Confirmation of minutes for the meeting of June 5th, 2015. Carried. All right, just before we get into the agenda, I just have to read this, my statutory statement. This is a public meeting to consider the proposed zoning and bylaw amendments listed as items 3 to 8 on today's agenda. For the items listed above, only those who make oral submissions today or written submissions before the amendments are adopted may appeal the matter to the Ontario Municipal Board. In addition, the applicants may appeal the matter to the Ontario Municipal Board if Council does not adopt an amendment within 120 days of receipt of the application for zoning and 180 days for an official plan amendment. A comment sheet is available at the door for anyone wishing to submit written comments on these amendments. And Haley is back there to help you if you would like to fill out one of those forms. That's not as a part of the statutory thing, I just added that in. So the first item on the agenda is the presentation from former Councillor Thompson on the 2015 International Ploughing Match and Rural Expo. We'll have him up here in a couple seconds. Item number 2, commemorative naming for Doug Rivington Park in West Carleton, March. That Agricultural Rural Affairs Committee recommend Council approve the proposal to name a new park at 701 Meadow Ridge Circle, Doug Rivington Park. On the item? Carried. Thank you. Item number 3, zoning bylaw amendment for 4845 Bank Streets. The Agricultural Rural Affairs Committee recommend Council approve an amendment to zoning bylaw 2008-250 for 4845 Bank Street to permit rural commercial uses as detailed in document 2. Now we have a speaker on that item, Stephanie Morris from Holtzman, but I understand that you're speaking on behalf of the applicant and you're in favor. All right, so on the, there's no one else to speak on it, so on the item? Carried. Thank you very much, Stephanie. Item number 4 is a zoning bylaw amendment for part of 1121 Stagecoach Road and part of 1000 Vista Barrett Private. Agricultural Rural Affairs Committee recommend Council approve an amendment to zoning bylaw 2008-250 for part of 1121 Stagecoach and part of 1000 Vista Barrett Private for the purpose of making corrections and minor inclusions to zoning bylaw 2008-250 for phase 2 of Albion Woods Livestock Community as detailed in document 2. And again, on this item, I understand Sheldon Dattenberger from Parsons is here to speak on behalf of Parkbridge Communities and in favor. So, Sheldon, so if we, I don't think there's any issues here. So if we carry this item, you're okay? Perfect. Thanks. So on that item, carried. Thank you very much. Item number 5 is an official plan amendment for 5341 Boundary Road involving the Carlsbad Springs trickle feed system. We're actually going to just get a presentation on that item, so I'll hold that item. Item number 6 is a zoning bylaw amendment for 1848 Upper Dwyer Hill Road that the Agricultural Rural Affairs Committee recommend Council approve an amendment to zoning bylaw 2008-250 for part of 1848 Upper Dwyer Hill Road to prohibit residential uses on the retained farmland as detailed in document 2. So this is just a surplus farm severance. So on that item, carried. Item number 7 is a zoning bylaw amendment for 1175 Mantic Station Road and 6247 Pebblewoods Drive in the Emerald Links community that the Agricultural Rural Affairs Committee recommend Council approve an amendment to zoning bylaw 2008-250 for 1175 Mantic Station Road and 6247 Pebblewoods Drive to facilitate the development of an approved draft plan of subdivision as detailed in document 2. So again, on the item, we have one speaker, Janet Bradley, who's here to speak on behalf of the property owner, Mr. Gibb Patterson. So understand that if we're willing to carry this, I think you're okay to not speak. All right. Yes, that's right. We do have a technical amendment as well, which I will ask Councillor DeRoos to introduce right now.
Thank you, Chair. that the following text under the heading Summary of Requested Zoning Bylaw Amendment Proposal, the applicant wishes to rezone the land to rural residential, subzone 4, exception 512R, RR4, bracket 512, as shown on the document 1 as Area A, be replaced with the text, the applicant wishes to rezone the land to rural residential, subzone 4, exception XXXR, bracket RR4, XXXR, as shown on document 1 as Area 1. 2, that the location map in document 1 be replaced with the attached map to this motion. 3, that document 2 details of recommended zoning be replaced with the following: the proposed change to the City of Ottawa zoning bylaw number 2008-250 for 1175 Magnetic Station Road and 6247 Pepplewood Drive are as follow. A, rezone the land shown in document 1 as follow: 1, area A from RU to RR4 XXX. Second, area B from RU to O1, and 3, area C from 01A to RR4 512R. B, add a new exception XXR to section 240, rural exception, with provisions similar in effect to the following: minimum lot width 28 meter. Second, minimum lot area 8,000 meter square. And 3, minimum interior side yard setback of 2 meter one side and 3.5 meter on the other side. And there is more. And 4, that no further notice be provided pursuant to Section 3417 of the Planning Act. So.
All right, thank you very much. So on the amendments, carried, and on the item, carried as amended. Right. Thank you very much. Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Kip. Item number 8 is a zoning bylaw amendment for part of 2864 Diamond View Road. This too is a surplus farm severance. So the Agricultural Rural Affairs Committee recommend council approve an amendment to zoning bylaw 2008-250 for part of 2864 Diamond View Road to prohibit residential uses on the retained farmland as detailed in document 2. On the item? Carried. Perfect. All right, and we have a question on item 9, so I'll hold item 9 and we'll go back to the first item in the agenda, which is a presentation on the international playing match, which is to be held in Finch, Ontario.
I hope we're going to have a South Nation meeting the same day so that we maximize the kilometers.
So, Mr. Thompson,
Just B. Just press the letter B. Letter B. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, members of ARAC, and city staff. I'm very pleased to be here today to give an update on the International Plowing Match and Rural Expo to be held this September in Finch. I want to thank Chair Scott Moffat for arranging the presentation. It was done within half an hour of sending him an email on the weekend, and I want to thank Mark Desjardins for coordinating me being here today. I want to first of all bring greetings from the IPM Chair Jim Brunel and the executive team. There are 9 committees on the team and 45 subcommittees, and it's an honor for me to chair the Public Relations Committee of the 2015 International Flying Match and Rural Expo to be held September 22nd to 26th. And we're expecting between 85 and 95,000 people to attend the site located approximately 5 kilometers north of Finch. My role as chair of the Public Relations Committee is twofold. First, I visit clubs, associations, and other organizations to update them on the event and as well to seek volunteers for the match. Just last month, I spoke to the Stittsville Lions Club, and they're sending a team to work the gates on one of the days at the site. And secondly, my committee and I are responsible for the media relations at the 2015 match. And today I want to present a visual outline of this huge event, and then if there are any questions, be willing to take them. So I have a fine assistant who is assisting me today. Thank you very much. All right, so we'll move ahead. The International Plowing Match and Rural Expo is the largest show of its kind in North America. It covers approximately 1,000 acres. The first match was held in 1913, and it's been held every year since. It's always in Ontario, with the exception of 1918 and 1942 to 45. Now, they said in 2013 it was the 100th anniversary, but it must be new math because there were 4 years that they didn't hold it. But anyway, it's we're very excited to in Eastern Ontario to have the plowing match back to our area. The Stormont, Dundas, and Glengarry. Now, I know I'm a little out of the area now. We're in the city of Ottawa, but the Stormont, Dundas, and Glengarry has hosted the match twice before, 1936 and 1958. Prescott Russell, it was Chute Blondeau a couple of years ago, and it was hosted by in Navan just a short time ago as well. The match has attracted millions of competitors, exhibitors, and visitors from across Canada, the United States, and Europe. Each match is organized by a local board of directors, numerous committees, and well over 1,000 volunteers. I think right now we have about 1,200 volunteers enlisted. We're still looking for more. And if you go on the website, there is you can fill out a form to volunteer, and I think you get a lot of enjoyment out of that. It is a lot of fun. And when I look up at the members of ARAC, I know you all plow at the local plowing match. Some of you have done better than others. I won it once too, Eli. Councillor, okay. I know. I think he has a special connection with the judges. This year, as in others, there is a legacy fund that benefits an organization or organizations within the area. And this year, the International Plowing Match Legacy Fund, any profits will go to the Winchester, the Cornwall Community, Winchester and District Memorial Hospital, and the Glengarry Memorial Hospital. So if we have good weather and good crowds, we expect that we will be able to donate money to these three hospitals that are within SD&G. It's interesting to note that Winchester serves a good portion of Osgood Ward, and so that will be a bit of an incentive for people from our area to travel to the plowing match. I'm really sorry to say, but I have a few pictures here, but unfortunately I'm not in any one of them. The committee has been very active getting the message out about the International Plowing Match, and these are some of the events that they have been involved with. Jim Brunel is, I think he's right in the center over international in this, in the top picture, and then he's waving in the bottom picture, in front and center. But he's done a lot of work. It's a huge job chairing a match of this size. Burnt orange is our signature color. I guess probably if you look at the federal parties, maybe it wasn't a bad choice to choose orange. It'll be interesting when on the opening day, because we expect the Governor General, the Prime Minister, and the leaders of the federal opposition parties to be there, so I would expect that we'll see a lot of orange. There is a souvenir team. There is in the village of Finch. They have a shop where you can buy paraphernalia for the plowing match. They're open 5 days a week. There are three. This is just to give you an idea of the volunteer enthusiasm. There are three people who. I think it's 9 to 5. They're open every day of the week, and next month they're going to start opening up on the weekend. I was in there last week, and the business is starting to pick up. People are coming in now to pick up signs and shirts and other hats and other things for the plowing match. The beautification contest. I think the rural Ottawa is sort of out of the area, but I don't think it would hurt to purchase a lawn sign to promote it. The local plowing committees are a big part of that, and I don't know if Gib Patterson is still here, but he's a big part of plowing in the rural areas of Ottawa, and so we're trying to get the message out. So if you are interested in purchasing a lawn sign, you can go online and get those things that you might want to put up. If you want to decorate your property, we can sign you up. We have two mascots. Neither one of them are myself, but they have visited various trade shows in the area. And Finch, it's really interesting. Finch has a population of about 800 people. The road work that's going on there is just incredible. All the paving that's going on. It puts the city to shame right now. But they're preparing, all roads will lead to Finch in September. Just some important facts. I know rural Ottawa has a significant agricultural community. The buying power of IPM is quite significant. Farm tractor, farm machinery, annual sales in the area of $68 million. And in 2012, the buying power of the visitors exceeded $160 million. So it's a huge benefit to, obviously, to Stormont, Dundas, and Glengarry, but I think it reaches far beyond that, and that's why I wanted to come here today to speak before the committee and staff and visitors here, because it is important, and hopefully the councillors will, as we get closer to September, we'll put this information in their community newsletters, because we need all help we can get. Some other important facts about the impact of the plowing match. The one that really interests me is the bottom one, well, the bottom two. The 20 million positive economic impact by tourists and event operations. Right now, all the hotels in Cornwall are pretty well booked out. People are coming to Ottawa to, I understand, booking hotels here to attend. It's not that far, about a 40-minute drive from the rural parts of Ottawa. But the last one, 61% of visitors traveled more than 40 kilometers to the event. So Ottawa, and we're targeting Quebec and northern New York State and the city of Ottawa to entice people to come out to the event. Yesterday I was in the Osgood Village Canada Day Parade IPM float, and a lot of people, we handed out flyers. A lot of people didn't know about it, but hopefully they will now, and hope that many of them can attend. This, I think, it's just common knowledge that we need, or the IPM needs a lot of sponsors. Home Hardware, BMO are big sponsors of most rural plowing matches and the IPM. And it's a good market for them, because the statistics show that 69% of visitors recall the name of at least one of the sponsors. The Chute Blondeau, which is not too far from the site of this year's plowing match. They attracted 72,000 visitors. We're hoping, if the weather holds out, to get close to 90,000. They generated $225,000 that were donated back to local charities. One of the things that we're really focusing on, and we're out visiting schools, the 2012 in Waterloo, they had 17,000 students. Their attendance 78,000. Revenue over $500,000. Total revenue is 1.8 million. And as I mentioned earlier, the volunteer time is just incredible, and it's great to see. When we have our meetings of all chairs meetings, there's probably 150 to 200 people out, volunteers come out for those meetings to get an update on what's happening. Maybe you don't want to see this, but the major benefits will obviously are accrued by the city of Cornwall. On Monday, I'm meeting with the mayor of Cornwall and his CAO to talk about some of the things that we can do to promote it in Cornwall and the area. But as I said earlier, I think that the benefits spread far beyond just Cornwall, and the gas stations, local stores along the way from Ottawa to Finch will benefit from that. Location is very important. I think there are 4 or 5 farmers who've combined their properties, and you need over 1,000 acres of flat, well-drained land, and we obviously meet all those conditions at the 2015 site. Hydro, I think many of you know, but Hydro are starting next month. They come in and build it's just like a small village, but their apprentices are on site, and this is where they train to install the power lines and grid for the hookups. And just some information about the setup. The shipping containers start arriving. As a matter of fact, some of them have already started. And this is location in Finch. It's fairly centrally located. It's close to. It's within an hour's drive of the American border. An hour drive to Montreal. Close to 417 and 401. So it is a good location. We believe, obviously, the way it's set up, the Ontario Plowmen's Association basically organizes, they're the controlling organization, and the local committee takes some marching orders from the OPA. The tented city, we still have some room for vendors. We anticipate, we're trying to reach 700, but we have a little way to go, but things start coming at the last minute, so we hope to have a good turnout at the site. And just some things, that's not my tractor, but I think that's in the village of Finch. Big quilting committee, they've already, I think they're sold out with their blocks and at this time. And just some, if you're interested in quilting, I know Councillor Blais is, August 14th and 15th at the Finch Arena. You're welcome to come to that event. And I think most of the committee has been involved with the local plowing matches. They will have some different types of horse plowing and modern equipment. They have all the musical groups are local, every one of them from the Finch, Cornwall, SD&G area. So they had inquiries from some high-priced entertainment, but they wanted to stay local, and they were able to fill up all of the events with local talent. And then this is just another group picture of many of the volunteers. I'm hoping to get my picture in the next slide deck. Really interesting. This lady will be the parade marshal, and she's the one who stitched the first red maple leaf. And so we're very excited to have her as part of that. We expect, as I said earlier, that we'll have the federal leaders, provincial leaders, and it's really interesting. I'm in charge of the media day of the media group, and so we're trying to work with some of the federal leaders, but it's a little difficult to keep or get in contact with their media people. But we're very pleased that my MP Pierre Poilievre was able to help us get this lady get this lady to lead the parade. Queen of the Furrow, this is an exciting time. We had a group, there was a convention, OPA convention in Cornwall a couple months ago, and all the Queens of the Furrows were there, and it's a big event for them, all across Ontario, and they're very excited about that program. And just some things that will happen at the event. And the Queen of the Furrow, Fabian Kagi is she's the Queen of the Fur for Stormont, but she's an incredible young lady. She's been helping me out organizing a lot of the trade shows and booths, and just a remarkable young lady. We have a Queen of the Furrow from Osgood, Kelsey Payne, who will be attending and participating in all events. And these are just some of the slides of things, and most of you have been to, I think all of you probably been to international talent matches, but it's really a great event for the whole community to attend, and it's like a big family picnic. And just some other things that I think we can use. And you've seen these. The RV park, we're just about totally booked up. When I first volunteered, they put me on the RV park committee. I didn't last long there. I guess they found I was better suited to this job. But anyway, we're very excited about that because it does help a lot of people. United Counties have committed $100,000 to start us up, and we're very pleased with their support. And this is really interesting because we had a local group put this together, and it shows the present and past farming community, and the top one, original one, we had the elder statesman of the farming community had a straw hat and braces on, and we sent this to the OPA for their approval, and they sent back and said no, because it looked too much like a Mennonite person. So we had to change that. But we're very pleased with that, and we got a lot of compliments about this the signage that we have. And just the Stormont, Township of North Stormont, that's where it's located. They've been big supporters, as I said, SD&G and the Ontario Plowman Association. And here are many of the sponsors. The one that really is exciting is Delaney Bus Lines. They've taken one of their coach buses and they've wrapped it, and it travels. They have a commuter run into the city of Ottawa, and so it's great advertisement for the match. And there it is. And there is, to raise money, there is a raffle, or you can buy tickets for a trip to Barbados. And we're well connected, I believe. Though I'm not the best Facebook and Twitter, but we are well connected and have great website. And this is just some information about our area, and I think we're close to. So if there's anyone in the community, I know that there are some business people here, I think they're still here, if they're interested in getting their wares posted, we still have room for new partnership packages. And again, volunteers, very important. And that's the show. So I don't know if there are any questions. Yeah. Anyway, thanks very much for the opportunity. Thank you, Chair Scott. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. And
There you go. Thank you very much, Doug. Is that, you hear me? All right. Appreciate you taking the time to come out and inform us of that. I know I think I went to the international plowing match when it was at Garner Ralph's farm in Richmond. I think I was about 2 years old. Fond memories. 1983. What's that? Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, thanks for coming. Thank you for providing that. Well, see, he wasn't in most of those pictures because it was 2014. He was still busy being a counselor, so his focus was on the people of Osgoode Ward. All right, thank you very much. That's better. All right, so we're going to go on to item number 5. Well, actually, on the presentation, is it received? Received. Thanks. So item number 5 is the official plan amendment for 5341 Boundary Road, and we're just going to get a brief presentation on the item. Essentially, it's with reference to the Carlsbad trickle feed system and extending it to the rural industrial lands south of Highway 17 near Boundary Road.
should be there.
While we're waiting, I notice we have two kids in the back there. Welcome to Agricultural Affairs Committee. I can assure you it's usually much more scintillating. completely ignoring me, which is what my kids do quite often as well. That's the French one. That's the French one. There's the one above it. Okay. Sounds good. All right, so we have Jeff Ostapchuk to give the presentation on this item.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and members of committee. This application examines the appropriateness of an amendment to the official plan for lands located south of the village of Carlsbad Springs. The purpose of this amendment is to add policy to the official plan to permit an extension to the Carlsbad Springs public service area. In June of 2014, the city received an application to amend the official plan by the Boundary Road industrial landowners. The request to extend the public service area was to address water supply concerns and potential economic development. In the late 90s, the former regional municipality of Ottawa Carleton Ministry of Environment provided municipal water to Carlsbad Springs area to address issues with the water supply. Known as the trickle system, water is supplied through a network of small diameter pipes. The water trickles in at a fixed rate to a storage tank, which is typically located in the basement. From there, a pump supplies the unit's water fixtures. This system now serves a catchment of over 900 units. Since the day one of this water system, former official plans and now the City of Ottawa official plan do not permit new development or extensions to this system. Recently, though, Council approved an amendment, Official Plan Amendment 152, to permit severances along the existing public service line. This next slide identifies the current layout of the public service area in solid red. The dashed line to the south identifies the proposed extension. Since 1997, the Carlsbad Springs service area has been monitored for usage and performance. With an assumed design peak of 100% concurrent use, the original total units permitted was 829. Years of monitoring have confirmed that the concurrent use is much less than what was originally assumed, and therefore identifying more capacity to accommodate more users. Of note, this newfound capacity was one of the technical permissions required to allow OPA 152 to be approved. The official plan amendment before you today also requests a portion of this capacity to be used for lands along Boundary Road. This next slide is an enlargement of the area proposed for expansion. The existing water service line in yellow dead ends on Boundary Road north of 417 and Thunder Road west of Boundary Road. The extension of the water system identified in red will join the two dead ends and provide a water service to provide properties along Boundary south as far as to south to Entrepreneur. Of note, the connection of these dead ends is important as it mitigates the impact of extending the system by reducing the need for flushing the system to maintain water quality. A limited amount of development exists along Boundary Road. There is also a large percentage of vacant land. These lands are zoned for industrial and commercial uses. This slide highlights the location of some of these uses. The city's official plan supports the servicing of rural lands only where there exists a health concern, is part of an expansion of a service village, or supports a unique economic activity. Public service area. This public service area has the capacity to accommodate an extension. Mr. Chair, staff is of the opinion that there is an approved policy basis that supports the applicant's proposal. Such an extension of the PSA makes efficient use of the water service. The extension of the public service area has its advantages, Servicing the industrial lands along Boundary Road with this underutilized water system will help stimulate economic growth and allow for existing industrial lands to become more attractive. More importantly, however, it is also providing a source of good drinking water to those uses that currently exist along Boundary Road. Looking to the future of Carlsbad area, this extension will create additional employment for the rural area, facilitate interchange development opportunities, and help with the employment in the local area for people who wish to live and work in their community. The technical studies and rationale provided by the applicant in support of the expansion have been reviewed and accepted by city staff. The proposed extension will provide for 22 connections to existing lots along Boundary Road. It will also provide potential for a limited amount of future plans of subdivision and the creation of new lots for non-residential purposes. The extension of the system will be funded by the landowners who wish to participate. A landowner's agreement will govern the sharing of the infrastructure costs. Mr. Chair, staff is recommending that this official plan amendment be approved. That ends my presentation. To help me today with any questions, to my right I have Jeff McEwen, Program Manager, Rural Services, and from Environmental Services, Program Manager Chris Rogers. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Oskachuk. Just before we get into any comments or questions from councillors, we just have a speaker on it, and I'll invite Tim Chatter up to speak on the item.
Chair, we're supporting the application.
Okay. No worries. Okay. So if you have any questions, then directly for the applicant, for one of the not the applicants, but one of the people that benefit, then Tim's here to answer those. So I believe Councillor Blais had a comment or a question that he wanted to direct.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I think this is an important application to move forward with. As the presentation noted, it will offer economic development opportunities in Carlsbad Springs. We are trying to encourage rural jobs, particularly at our highway interchanges, and this will go a long way to helping do that. I do have a question to staff. I'm not sure if it's most appropriate to legal or the planning department. I'd like to provide, or have committee provide direction that either at the zoning stage or at the site plan stage, whichever best appropriate, that applications be required to have gray water systems to supplement the water connection to Carlsbad Springs, so that we're not putting fresh water into toilets and things like that, and we can focus on the drinking water. Is that appropriate, or when, I guess I'm looking to legal for...
The direction to staff is appropriate, Mr. Chair. However, I would ask staff to comment on such a direction from a planning or a infrastructure perspective.
It's a reasonable proposal. There's no technical reason why we couldn't pursue that avenue.
Still on? Excellent. Well, thank you very much. So, Mr. McHugh and Mr. Brown, you'll take that back to the planning staff for future applications?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. And with that, Mr. Chair, I have no further questions or comments.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Blais. Councillor Oshantiri?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And to Mr. McEwen, we have, and I will support this definitely, since we are really, as a city, we're encouraged to hear we are willing to support initiative for economic development. And comes to my mind the Carp Corridor, which is really has a water study, and also near the highway we have quite a bit of businesses there. They are waiting to see if the policy will ever be changed from the MOE where you can have water but you cannot have sewer. Do we have any update from the ministry? Is there any changes in policy? Like, we can have a similar situation in CARP today with what you're seeing today here for Carlsbad Springs. So I want to know, are we looking for just case by case, or we're looking for a general policy review?
Mr. Chair, through you, I believe that the planning policy branch is looking at the interchanges and how, whether they are to be serviced. This application has come in prior to that study being complete. But I believe, so it has been a one-off. This is a one-off on that. But, I mean, if you're talking about the policy regarding split servicing and that being not the preferred option, the policy is still there, but we recognize in this case that there is special circumstances that would warrant our concurrence with it.
Well, my question was, we need to encourage that. We need to encourage, economic development in the rural area, and the only way you're going to be able to achieve that by allowing or by bringing the service to those areas. And I know we focus sometimes on certain, but CARP corridor been on the books since 2003, and looking for that opportunity. So I like to see staff, when they are looking at this policy as in general, see if there's any recommend, because we're hearing time and time again from the business community, they're willing to pay for the service. The city in shortfall selling water by 10, 12 million a year, so I don't see why we don't encourage it if the ministry is willing to do the split services. So I'm just looking for, do you need a direction to tell us if there's the split is going to be acceptable now, or I'm just in your head, what would you recommend, how we can get an opinion with today's date, not 12 years ago?
I believe, as Jeff mentioned, this particular application is one-off. I mean,
Okay.
it does come before the 400 series interchange review, so it's something we have to deal with today. I guess easily this could have been deferred until that time, but there are special circumstances with this one. We have water, more importantly, we have a water quality issue here. And being somewhat of a unique system, as a trickle system, there's some opportunity to use some of the capacity to remedy this problem. I think CARP may be a bit of a different situation, and it's probably something we could take back to the planner who's currently looking at the 400 series highway interchange to see if they can look at CARP in that particular instance as a single service and/or combined service.
Okay, I would like to follow up with you on this one. So thank you, Mr. Chair, and I am in full support of this item. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Al-Shantiri. Is there any other questions or comments on this item? No? Seeing none, is it item 5 carried? Carried. Thank you. So the only other item that we have that was held was item number 9, which was a councillor's item. And the item is it's a 2-year program to offset costs for private. Oh, sorry. Oh,
Bob Manning, someone that wants to speak on the,
oh, the open mic.
the open mic.
Oh, sorry, you want to speak at the open mic on fluoridation?
You want to speak on fluoridation, on the open mic?
No. What do you think?
He didn't say it.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, but the item was carried. Was the speaker registered to speak before?
Yeah, we had you to register to speak in the open mic session, which is outside of the agenda. That's what the communication I had, that you were going to speak at the open mic session at the end of the committee, not to a specific item.
Okay.
So,
Just carry the item.
Yeah, we just carried the item, so it kind of adds some confusion, but just,
He can speak at the open mic.
yeah.
Rob Manning.
All right, Mr. Manning, sorry, so, just let, just let. So, Mr. Manning, just apologies for the confusion. So, with respect to, sorry, not this. So, we are going to have you speak as part of the open mic. You can still speak to the item specifically, and then because it has already carried, we can't necessarily just go and reconsider it just because we missed it. I did offer, I did mention that there was one speaker on the item, that was Mr. Chatter. Nobody spoke up at that time, so it's unfortunate that you didn't speak up at that time. But you will still get a chance to speak as part of the open mic. And any comments that you have, we can make sure that we take them. And this item still goes to council, so we can have that opportunity to be able to respond and address those concerns after you speak at that time. Sorry, there isn't an opportunity to speak at this moment. I have to get on to the next item, which is item number 9, and I will come back to you, and you can have any questions. You can speak after we're done with item number 9. The mic's not on, but. Unfortunately, your request to speak to this item was not conveyed clearly to me. We've already carried the item. We need to move on to the next item on the agenda, and I will come back to you in the open mic session.
If that's your decision, but
Yes.
concerned with the trickle feed system with respect to that particular corridor, it directly affects me because I'm on the boundary road.
Yeah, so you can, again, you can say all these things at the open mic session. It won't diminish your ability to speak or the things that you're speaking of. Sorry, I don't want to go back and forth. I want to get on to the next item, and then I'll come back to you at the open mic session. I understand that, but I'm not going to change that right now. I mean, you can keep on going back and forth with me right now, but I'm not going to change my mind. We're going to go on to the next item, which is item number 9, and then you can speak at the open mic session. Sorry, I'm going to cut you off. Okay, so on item number 9, which is a item from Councillor DeRuse. It's a 2-year program to offset costs for private septic systems which require inspection due to source water protection plans. I'll just read the motion really quickly. So the motion itself, this was a notice of motion given at the last council meeting, at the last committee meeting, sorry. That Agricultural Affairs Committee recommend council direct staff to work with the Ottawa Septic System Office to develop a 2-year program to offset costs for private septic systems which require inspection as a result of the source water protection plan, and 2, approve that a budget be established for this program not to exceed $50,000 per year and operate within the existing budget envelope from the Rural Affairs Office, and 3, approve any further extension any further extension of the program beyond initial 2 years requires subsequent council approval. I know we have a couple of questions. I just wanted to, this stems from work done by the 3 local conservation authorities on source water protection plans. And I know that in the Rideau watershed, which is, I have to sit on the Rideau Valley Conservation Authority, we have about 15 municipalities. Unfortunately, 14 municipalities receive funding through the provincial government to carry out these inspections for private sector systems. Unfortunately, the City of Ottawa was not eligible for such funding, but the requirement to inspect some of these septic systems within a certain area of a communal well system is required under the source water protection plan. So that's what brought us here. That's what led Councillor DeRuse, who is immediately impacted. His residents are by this change in policy at the provincial level. So hence trying to find sort of a soft landing spot to work within. But just to give some background on it. So I don't know if Councillor DeRuse wanted to speak to it first, and then so go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is just to clarify to my colleague. This is came out because, I don't believe we're the only city, we're the only municipality we don't receive funding for that kind of things, and I don't think that taxpayer that they live around the source water to be punished for the pay for inspection. So we're being proactive, and then we're going out and making sure that we be able to do this inspection on our own. And I am recommending, and I did spoke to staff, that in the next situation like this, we should have some funding from a developer or from DCs or something to put aside. So next time we are not in this kind of situation. This is one-off, and I'm trying to help our resident. If it's in my ward or your ward or anybody else's ward, because you can't justify to resident to go in we need to inspect. You need to pay to inspection, and if there is some issue with your septic, you need to also fix it. So being due diligent, so that's why the whole motion came out from. So
Thank you, Councillor DeRuse. Appreciate that. Councillor Hubley, I know you had a question.
Thank you, Chair. Just a question of staff. Do we have any indication from your provincial counterparts as to why Ottawa was not included with the other 14 municipalities for funding for this?
I think it has to relate to the size of the municipality, and they figure that the smaller municipalities have fewer resources to be able to pay for such inspections. I'm not 100% aware of the rationale, but I believe that's it. We can make an inquiry if you to that effect.
Well, because I think it's only fair to the taxpayers of Ottawa that we try to push back on that if they are paying for other municipalities. And also, if we're not able to get the funding, we should identify this as another provincial download to the municipal taxpayer for a provincial program that we didn't ask for but are going to be left paying the bill for. So I'd like to hear back on that if you have a chance to talk with them and see what's going on.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hubley. Councillor Blais.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I guess my question pertains more to the source of funds. Coming from pre-budgeted rural affairs, or the rural affairs budget, I guess what are we not going to do now that we're doing this?
It certainly will impact our ability to take on future role, possibly. The funds were used last year, for instance, for some of the soils mapping that were done through the LEAR program. So there's a potential for us to not be able to do certain things that are unforeseen in the future of the year.
No, but I guess is this from a reserve pod in the rural affairs office budget, or are we taking this from a particular program that we're not going to do?
No, it's not being taken directly from another program that's planned at this time.
All right, thank you very much. So I'll make sure that I'll work with Mr. Brown on the correspondence to find out more information. We can always do that through the CA as well. to find out exactly the specifics behind why some municipalities get funded and others don't. And then in terms of the funding, I know that it is from sort of a professional services pot, so it's kind of, it's not exactly the unforeseen circumstances budget, but it's similar in nature to it. Is there any further questions on the item? No. So, on the item, is it carried? Carried. Thank you very much. So that's it for the agenda. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so we have a couple other motions that were added. First off, I know we have both motions need to be have the rules waived to consider. One is from me and one is from Councillor Blais. So on waiver of the rules for Councillor Blais' item. Carried. Next, then, Councillor Blais, can you introduce your item?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. The item relates to the intersection of Colonial Road and Sarsfield Road in the village of Sarsfield. This intersection is at the heart of Sarsfield. It's currently a high-speed road with heavy truck traffic for quarries that are heading into Navan and ultimately to Orleans. Similar intersection at the heart of Navan is all-way control of stop signs, and this motion would simply direct staff to control the intersection all-way with stop signs. And my office will be taking other measures through the transportation funding envelope that was approved, or that will be approved, hopefully by strategic initiatives, to also encourage people to slow down and obviously to stop for pedestrians. It's really to facilitate pedestrian access and walkability of the village.
All right, thank you, Councillor Blais. Are there any questions on the item specifically? Nope. Seeing none. On the item? Okay, thank you. And for the next item, which is one that I'll be bringing forward, I have to just abdicate the chair to my vice chair, Councillor Giroux, for a moment.
Can you go ahead, please introduce your motion?
Oh, good. So I can introduce my motion. That's great. Thanks. So this is can you ask if we waive the rules?
Can we waive the rules?
Carried. I mean, I feel that we can carry it. So
Okay, so
all
go
right,
ahead,
good,
introduce
thanks.
your motion.
So this is to deal with the private's permanent signs on private property bylaw. The Richmond Agricultural Society is looking to put in a new ground sign with electronic message center, and essentially it's permitted in most instances, and it's similar to Richmond Agricultural Society's property, but not in this specific instance. So essentially, we're just looking. The resolution is therefore be it resolved that council approve a waiver of sections 96 and 104, subsection 1 of the permanent signs bylaw on private property bylaw, to permit the electronic message center as part of the ground sign at 6107 Perth Street, subject to a list of conditions which were listed on, I think, were circulated. So that's really it. It's just they're actually working with the Rural Affairs Office on a grant to install this sign, and they want to add in the electronic message center, which wasn't necessarily permitted. So we're just looking for a waiver for that.
Thank you. Scott, any question on the motion? Seeing none. You have a question? No. Seeing none, can we have a vote on it? Carried?
Carried. Thank you.
Back to you, Scott.
Thanks so much. All right, so in-camera items, there are none. Open mic session. So this is the opportunity, Mr. Manning, for you to come down and speak at the open mic session. All right, thank you very much. Yeah, have a seat. Yeah, for sure. And just press the button once on the mic in front of you. If that one, is that one working? Just grab the next one over. And the rules are the same as though you're speaking to an item on the agenda. So it's 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Rob Manning. I live at 5409 Boundary Road. So my principal concern is with respect to the trickle system, with respect to Ottawa Water in the first place. I understand that the City of Ottawa fluoridates their water. If this was sodium fluoride that was added, I would probably not have many issues. But the problem is that the source, as I understand, is from Tampa Bay, Florida. I understand that the city of Ottawa spends $377,000 a year to buy a product from Tampa Bay, Florida, where they refine uranium, fluoride, and fertilizer. I understand that in this process, fluoride is used to extract these constituents from the rock. And I also understand that there's things called wet scrubbers to keep them from going up the smokestack. In other words, not allowed to be released into the sky. I understand that the actual constituent that the city of Ottawa buys as fluoride is actually a mix of caustic substances that is quite corrosive. As I understand from reliable sources, from that this caustic nature of this added substance, which is not tested, which is not allowed to go in the sky, is added to our pristine water supply, which I think is wonderful. The problem is that it doubles the lead content in white folks, 4 times the blood level in Hispanics and 6 times in blacks. My wife is black. I have evidence that she is contaminated with mercury, aluminum, chromium, uranium, and did I say aluminum? I think I said them all. There's 5 main ones. So this is John Skelly to my water in her scholastic building. Dr. Roger Masters, Dalhousie University, has noted that in areas of fluoridation, not allowed in Europe, only about 2% in Europe, about 2% in Quebec, and about 2% in British Columbia. About 85 cities have stopped across Canada now, and amongst them Calgary, richest city in Canada, Windsor, Waterloo, Gatineau, and so the principal concern I have is that the caustic water substance added to our water system will do, as Dr. Roger Masters states of Dalhousie University, and that's to increase crime rate and decrease IQ, specifically amongst minorities. So I have specific urine samples from my wife. The good news is that, excuse me, I'm just butchering. The good news is that with our collation therapy, my wife's levels have gone from very high in all those carcinogenic, neurotoxic metals to high normal. And so I'd just like to submit those to the chair. Basically, I'd like to keep them out of our water table, and I'd like to keep them on secondary trickle there from the effluent into the septic system. And that's basically my main argument. But can I ask who's the chairman? Okay. So I just have these. I also have a proxy note from one of my neighbors. His name's Mark. And I just have all the folks I talked to, and all the reservations about the wonderful development proposed that just south of 417, just that I can't agree with what's going on. Thank God we had this implementation. She's been taking a thing called methionine, and like I say, she's dropped into the high normal range. And these molecules can conjugate in the United States pretty much. So he has about 80% success rate with folks who also have a problem with this. So the population can't get rid of heavy metals. And we see those as serial killers, very violent criminals. We see them as ADHD kids. We see them as Alzheimer's patients. So it's going to be 85% success rate. Old folks in nursing homes, remembering their grandkids, dropping their levels of heavy metals, and not dying in 7 years from the typical course of Alzheimer's. So these are quite serious concerns to our community. And I have, as I spoke to, clinical evidence that I brought to Mr. Blay before, with respect to Mr. Blay, specific concerns with documentation from the University of Toronto, the head of the Public Health Department for Dentistry I think we're about 5 minutes. That's right.
Yes, your time is up. So I'm happy to take what you brought here, and I'll make sure
I appreciate you guys listening, and like I said, I respectfully submit that that's being put forward in consideration to council with respect to electrical fixes, making it good, just easily digging a well or start fluoridation. Thanks very much, Mr. Chair.
Thanks. So I'm going to actually bring this to the attention of our public officer, medical health, Dr. Levy, and so he can respond maybe directly to you.
Yeah, it's been done.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Thank you. So we have no other registered speakers for the open mic session. Notices of motion for consideration of subsequent meeting. I've received none, so seeing none, we'll move on. Inquiries. I know Councillor Drews has an inquiry. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My inquiry is for staff. What is the status of the Stanley subdivision D07-16-14-0030, and when we can expect to see an application coming to ERAC?
So is that something you can answer right now?
The application is currently pending based on the review of the hydrogeology and the lot size. So it's currently with staff right now, but we are prepared to bring forward a report to ARAC at the next meeting on the 3rd of September.
Thank you. And just one question, Mr. Brown. Where we are with the deadline for the 180 days for the answer back to this application?
That's passed. The deadline has passed due to the discussion with respect to the hydrogeology.
Thank you, Chair. Because this is, I think we should make sure that bring it for next meeting.
Yes, so can we give, just to ensure that it is in fact at the September meeting of ERAC, can we just give direction, this committee give direction to staff to ensure that that report is for certain brought forward to that committee?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we're prepared to bring a report for sure at that committee.
Thank you. Just to advise the committee coordinators to include that in the minutes of this meeting to put on the record that direction was given to ensure that application is on the agenda for, I believe, what is the September 3rd meeting of ARAC. All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Councillor Drews. Any other inquiries? No, seeing none. Other business? None. On adjournments? Carried. Our next meeting is Thursday, September 3rd, 2015. I will let you know that Public Works is looking to change the audio system in this building, so in this room. So we hopefully won't have these issues going forward with the passing on of the mics. All right, thanks everyone, and enjoy your next 2 months.